Hello, dear friends. Today me and Steve will watch a cool video about Tunner from Sprunki in Minecraft.
Yeah, today we're going to be looking for the horror version of it, and it looks like we're going to have to go down some kind of underground tunnel.
I do not like tunnels. There are spiders and spider webs, and in this one even more so there may be monsters. I think the path will be difficult.
Well, so far this tunnel doesn't look scary. It's even lit up, and there are pictures of this horror character hanging around.
Look, you have to choose which door to go to next. I don't like these questions. There's gotta be a catch.
We don't need Sky, we need Tunner. It looks like we're going through another door, either door 2 or door 3. We don't need any other character.
Have you heard about this new game called Sprunki? It's like a fan-made version of Incredibox.
Oh yeah, I've seen some clips of it online. It's basically a music creation game, right? How does it work?
Exactly! You drag and drop different characters onto the screen, and each one makes its own unique sound. You can combine them to create your own music tracks.
That sounds really cool. I love how Incredibox lets you mix sounds too, but I guess Sprunki brings a fresh twist to it. Are there a lot of characters to choose from?
Yeah, there are quite a few characters with different sounds, like beatboxing and melodies. What's interesting is that some characters have unique or even edgy designs. It sparked some debate among players, though.
I can imagine. Sometimes those creative choices can be a bit controversial, but it's great that the game encourages mixing and sharing music. How did it even come about?
It started as a mod of Incredibox on the Scratch platform, but it got removed because it violated some rules. Then, the developer Nyanko BF Law launched it on other platforms, and it really took off from there.
That's pretty impressive. It's nice to see a community build around a game, especially when they can share their own mixes. Do you think we'll see more expansions or updates for it in the future?
I hope so. The gameplay is really engaging, and with so many fans, it's likely the developer will add more content. Plus, those customizable visuals make creating music even more fun.
Sounds like a great way to express creativity. I should definitely check it out and give it a try. Music games like this can really spark inspiration.
Absolutely! I think you'll love it. Let's jam together sometime and see what cool mixes we can come up with.
And get this, it's got 2 modes, normal and horror. You start with happy little dudes like Orange or Veneria Green, but if you add black, everything turns creepy.
Whoa, like a Herobrine jump scare.
Kinda. The whole stage goes dark and characters transform. Like Funbot becomes this glitchy nightmare, but the music gets epic.
How do you even play it?
Easy. Go to sprunki.gg, drag characters to the stage. They're split into 4 groups. Beats like Kluker or Silver for drums. Effects like Sky Blue for swooshes. Melodies like Simon Yellow's tunes. Vocals like Pinky Pink's singing.
Any secret characters?
Totally unlock Rebel or a fucking flower by mixing specific combos. There's even an OC maker to design your own characters.
That's cooler than Enchanted Diamonds. Why is it called Sprunki, though?
No clue. Maybe because it's sprinkled with weirdness. Oh, and the wiki.sprunkicharacters.org has lore for everyone, like Jevin Blue being a DJ.
Let's try it. I want to mix Mr. Sun's melodies with Gray's effects.
Race you to unlock horror mode first. Winner gets netherite.
While we're looking for Tunner, I want to tell the story of how I met Orin in Minecraft. Are you interested?
Yeah, come on. I'd really like to hear it.
All right. Let me tell you about the weirdest, coolest thing that's ever happened to me in Minecraft. You know me? I'm always up for an adventure, right? Well, I'd heard whispers around the villages, crazy rumors about musical creatures, things that didn't quite fit in our blocky world. Specifically, I was obsessed with finding this one sound I heard echoing one night. I can't even begin to describe it. It just sounded like a cool beat. Then one day, old Betty from the village told me about a floating DJ booth somewhere out in the world, and I had to see it. So, of course, I immediately packed my things. A few stacks of steak, my trusty diamond axe, and a whole bunch of torches, and set off. It wasn't easy, let me tell you. First, I had to cross this massive desert. I nearly died of thirst, even with my water skin. Then, I ran into a whole horde of zombies and skeletons in a dark forest. I barely made it out of there alive, dodging creepers and hacking away with my axe until the sun finally rose. But the absolute worst was the cave spider den. I got poisoned like 10 times. I had to use like all my milk. After all that, I found myself climbing these ridiculously tall snow-covered mountains. I was freezing and kept falling off, but I kept pushing myself. I felt like I was going crazy, but I had to keep going to find the DJ booth. Finally, just when I was about to give up, I saw it. Perched on top of the highest peak, glowing with a soft light, was the booth. But there was a figure inside. Oren was in the booth, and he looked right at me. He didn't look like anything I'd ever seen in Minecraft. He was all smooth and rounded, no sharp edges, and he was surrounded by these floating instruments and sound pads. But it was his music. That was what drew me in. He was spinning these amazing beats, mixing sounds I'd never even imagined. I was so speechless I nearly fell off the mountain. I climbed up to the booth and waved. He stopped the music and gave me a little bow. He handed me a pair of glowing headphones, and when I put them on, I could hear every layer of the music and Oren's incredible voice, like I was inside the song. We jammed together for what felt like hours. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like we spoke the same language even though we didn't say a word. We created music that made the sun shine brighter and the stars dance in the sky. It was pure, unadulterated magic. Oren's become my best friend. He taught me so much about music and about seeing the world in a different way. Now, whenever I need a break from the usual Minecraft grind, I head up to that mountain and jam with Oren. It's a reminder that even in a world of blocks and predictable patterns, there's always room for surprises and for the beauty of music.
Yeah, it's all about creating your own musical mixes with unique characters. There are about 20 different characters that you can use, each with their own distinct sounds. You have characters for beats, effects, melodies, and vocals.
That sounds awesome! How do you actually play it?
It's super simple. You just go to their site, sprunki.gg, and drag the characters onto the stage to create your mix. You can mix and match different character types to come up with some pretty cool compositions.
What types of characters are there? Are there any favorites you like? What types of characters are there? Are there any favorites you like?
There are 4 main categories: beats, effects, melodies, and vocals. For example, the orange character, Oren, is great for beats, and then there's Simon for melodies, who's yellow. What really adds a twist is the horror mode. If you use the black character, everything goes dark and the characters transform into creepy versions of themselves.
Whoa, that sounds like a major change. Does it make the music different too?
I think we can say goodbye to our viewers. The time is coming to an end. Put likes and subscribe to our channel and write comments. We will definitely read everything. Bye.
Hi guys, today me and Steve will watch a video about brain rot Italian animals in Minecraft. It will be cool.
Yes, you're right. Today, all the Italian animals will be doing this obstacle course.
Look, it looks like some kind of monkey or bear combined with fish. It looks scary, and there are flies flying around.
His name is Trippy Trippy. He's quite popular. I've seen him many times in different videos.
He's so small. He looked big in the picture. Oh no, he fell under the first trap.
Really sorry to hear about this funny fish, but need to move on to the next one. The next one is Bobrini Coccosini. I like him a lot. Pretty cute.
It's as small as Treepy Tropa Treepy. But you're right, it's very cute. The beaver combined with the coconut, I like that better.
And he also knows how to roll over in his coconut. That's cool, but he died on the first test too. Too bad.
Wait, he still has a chance to get out. Why are you in a hurry? I hope that cute coconut can get out.
I was really hasty, look. He got out of that trap. That's very cool. I congratulate him.
Now he's facing a second trial, and I wonder what's gonna happen.
He's been given a sword, so he's gonna fight some kind of opponent. It's a cool challenge. I like it.
I have faith in this coconut. He almost won. The golem has some HP left.
Too bad this coconut didn't pass the second test, even though he had a little bit left and would have killed the golem.
I stumbled upon them the other day. Bombardiro Crocodilo just sounds so outrageous. I can't help but laugh every time I read it.
Right, and then there's Tralalero Tralala. It's just so catchy, it's like they're all part of some crazy Italian circus.
Exactly! And don't forget Lirily Lorela. It seems like every name is a tongue twister. It's fun to say them out loud.
True. And what about Bombombini Gusini? It feels like a Pokemon or something.
Haha, I can totally see that. Then we have Mussini Quadricoptini, which is such an odd combination. A mouse and a drone?
Yes, and Tung 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 Sahur is another one that sticks in my mind. Almost sounds like a song or a chant.
It does! Speaking of which, Brr Brr Patapim has this beat to it that makes me want to dance. I can imagine a whole meme dance craze around it.
Heh, that would be something. And then there's Bobrito Bandito. I can just picture a bandit tortoise with that name stealing all the spaghetti.
A very slow-paced heist. Cappuccino Assassino sounds like a mafia movie character or something.
Totally, and La Vaca Saturno Saturnita has this cosmic vibe like a cow from outer space.
Right? It makes you wonder about what kind of adventures they have up there. Ballerina Cappuccina is another head-scratcher. A dancing coffee.
You can't make this stuff up. I still can't get over Beneca and Balabu. What even is that supposed to be?
Just more Italian nonsense, I guess. And Burbaloni Lulioli is just whimsical, like a twisty cartoon character.
I love it. Chimpanzini Bonanini is the best. It takes monkey memes to a whole new level.
For sure! And how can we forget Trippy Troppy Troppa Trippa? That just sounds like a mouthful.
It's perfect in its absurdity. This whole meme trend is definitely something special.
Agreed! It's nice to have these quirky little bursts of creativity to make us smile.
Remember when you met Ballerina Cappuccina in Minecraft? Do you want to tell me about it?
As I logged into my Minecraft world one crisp morning, I was filled with determination. My mission: to find the legendary Ballerino Cappuccino. I had heard whispers of this magnificent creature, a mesmerizing dancing cappuccino-colored llama that could only be found deep in the enchanted forests on the outskirts of my realm. Legend had it that Ballerino Cappuccino would only reveal itself to those brave enough to overcome a series of trials. The sun was just rising, casting a golden hue over the pixelated landscape. I equipped my trusty diamond sword and packed my inventory with essential supplies, food, torches, and a few potions for unforeseen challenges. Setting off, I ventured through the rolling hills and dense woodlands, my heart racing with excitement and anticipation.
Wow, what happened next?
As I traversed the forest, I faced numerous obstacles. First, I had to navigate a treacherous ravine filled with lava. I carefully crafted a bridge using cobblestone, my fingers trembling as I balanced over the fiery chasm. The thought of Ballerino Cappuccino kept me focused. I could almost envision its graceful dance as I crossed to safety. Next, I stumbled upon a dark cave filled with menacing mobs. The eerie silence was interrupted by the sounds of growls and hissing. Drawing my sword, I bravely confronted a horde of zombies and skeletons. Each swing felt like a battle for my very quest. The thrill of the fight pushed me forward, and soon the cave was clear. I couldn't help but smile. I was one step closer to finding Ballerino Cappuccino.
Very cool. Keep going. I'm interested.
Emerging from the cave, I found myself in the heart of the enchanted forest. The air was thick with magic, and the trees seemed to whisper secrets to one another. Suddenly, I spotted a shimmering light in the distance. My heart raced as I approached, weaving between towering trees and vibrant flowers. There, in a small clearing, I saw it. Ballerino Cappuccino, dancing in a sunlit spot, its fur glistening like the finest coffee under the sun. I stood in awe, watching as the llama twirled and leaped, showcasing its grace. This was it. The moment I had worked so hard for. I slowly approached, my heart pounding in my chest, and offered it some golden apples I had saved for this encounter. Ballerino Cappuccino paused, looking at me with curious eyes before nosing the apples gently.
I'm hoping to find someone in Minecraft too, and how did it end?
As I fed the magnificent creature, I felt a rush of joy. This wasn't just a quest. It was an adventure filled with challenges, and the reward was beyond what I could have imagined. I had not only found Ballerino Cappuccino, but had also proven my bravery and resilience along the way. From that day on, Ballerino Cappuccino became my loyal companion. Together, we danced through the fields and explored the vast world of Minecraft, a reminder that persistence and courage lead to the most magical experiences. Every time I look at my llama, I am reminded of that incredible journey and the beauty of the unexpected adventures that await in my ever-expanding blocky kingdom.
While you were telling the story, we got some kettle here, and it looks like it's having a hard time with the ordeal.
He almost passed the first test. He has a lot of HP, so I think he can handle the second test. It doesn't seem strange, but I think the teapot will defeat the golem. I believe in him. I wonder who will pass all the tests.
Yeah, I'm sure that this teapot will be able to beat the golem and make it to the next stage. That would be awesome, and you're right. He does have a lot of HP, 2 bars. I have much less.
Yay, he made it to the next stage. I wonder if he can make it to the next stage. He killed the golem without much effort. It was pretty easy, but there are still a lot of challenges ahead. Go ahead, Kettle.
I think this teapot has a name, but we listened a bit while you were telling the story of Ballerina Cappuccino in Minecraft. The story is interesting, but we listened to his name.
Our time is coming to an end, so I want to say goodbye to our viewers. Do not forget to put likes and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, dear friends. Oh my god, is that a Labubu in Roblox?
Yeah, and it's Berry Prison Run with Labubu!
I really want one of these toys. It's really cute and cool.
In this game, she won't be exactly cute. She'll chase us down and try to eat us, I guess.
Too bad, but I wouldn't mind if a giant Labubu caught me and gave me a big hug.
Yeah, that'd be great, but you better watch out for her today. And we've got parkour and challenges. Are you ready?
I've escaped from Berry Prison a million times. You don't think I'm ready this time?
I didn't say that. I've played Berry Prison many times too, so we'll get through this quickly. It'll be fun.
Now we're going through the vent. It's not a difficult step. It's easy.
Yeah, you just have to go through obstacles. Nobody's even chasing us.
I can't wait to see Labubu. When will he show up?
So what do you think about Labubu Prison? I can't believe how intense it gets.
That plushie is both adorable and terrifying. It really keeps you on your toes. I wasn't expecting it to be so challenging.
Right? I thought we'd just run around and find a way out, but the puzzles are pretty tricky. You know, it really tests our teamwork.
Absolutely. I think it highlights our strengths. You're great at finding clues and figuring out the puzzles, while I'm better at sneaking around and distracting Labubu.
True. You always find a way to lure it away while I'm figuring out what to do next. I guess you could say I'm the brains and you're the brawn.
I wouldn't say that. It's more like we balance each other out. Your problem-solving skills definitely get us through the tougher spots.
Thanks. I guess we make a great team. Just like in Minecraft, it's nice to take a break from gathering resources and fighting mobs, isn't it?
Definitely. This is a different kind of challenge. Plus, it's fun to explore a new world outside of blocks and cubes.
Speaking of exploring, do you think we could try another escape game after this? I'm really enjoying the adrenaline rush.
For sure. There are so many games out there with different themes. I'm curious to see what else is out there.
Me too. Just imagine escaping from a haunted castle or something. That could be awesome. Or terrifying.
Haha, either way, I'm in. As long as we stick together, I think we can handle anything. Just like always.
Exactly. Let's focus on solving these puzzles first, and then we can plan our next adventure.
Sounds like a plan. Let's keep an eye out for clues and avoid Labubu. We've got this.
I never thought a plush toy could be so creepy.
I know, right? It's like the cutest thing is hiding a sinister side. I love how it keeps us on our toes. It really tests our teamwork.
Absolutely. I think our skills complement each other well, especially when it comes to problem solving. You're always so good at spotting hidden clues.
Thanks, Steve. And you've got that amazing instinct for navigating tricky situations. Remember last time when you let us out of a tight spot? That was epic.
Haha, yeah. But I couldn't have done it without your quick thinking. It's great how we balance each other out. Do you think our Minecraft skills help us here in Roblox?
For sure. The way we think about crafting solutions translates well into these escape games. Plus, we've always been good at strategizing together.
Speaking of strategies, we should definitely come up with a plan to distract Labubu while we search for the keys. Maybe we can create a diversion?
Great idea. Using our surroundings to our advantage is key. Just like in Minecraft, we have to be resourceful.
Exactly. And this game gives me a chance to sharpen my sneaky skills. You know, it's fun to step outside our comfort zone every now and then.
Yeah, I love that we can try new things together. Whether it's building in Minecraft or escaping a plush prison in Roblox, it's always a blast with you.
Couldn't agree more. After we escape this place, maybe we should think about tackling a different genre. Something completely out of our usual comfort zone.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Let's keep an eye out for new games while we're at it. The adventure never ends, right?
Definitely! But first, let's focus on getting out of here. Labubu won't know what hit it.
I'm gonna tell you how I played Berry Prison before, okay?
Okay, come on, I'm interested to hear it.
As soon as I entered the game, I was immediately plunged into the atmosphere. There were bright colors, funny characters, and a mysterious environment of the prison, which I found myself in with other players. Our goal was clear: to get out. At the beginning, I felt a slight trepidation. We were in a room with a few other prisoners, and we didn't have much time to figure out what to do next. Suddenly, the guards attacked us, and I realized that we couldn't just sit idly by. We had to act fast! I remember us gathered in a circle trying to come up with a strategy. Gradually, I realized that I needed to use the objects around me. In Roblox, you can interact with almost everything. I noticed a broken fan and suggested we try to climb over it. That was our first step to escape.
Wow, that's cool, but what's next?
We slipped through the vent and soon found ourselves in a long corridor full of obstacles. I was excited! All those platforms, lasers, and traps were creating tension. Every time I managed to jump over another obstacle, I felt my adrenaline kicking in. But it wasn't as easy as it seemed. At some point, one of the guards noticed us, and I realized that I had to be extremely careful. We hid behind crates, trying not to make any noise. On the one hand, it was scary, but on the other hand, it was incredibly exciting. The chase was real. I felt like I was in a movie. My friends and I were moving quickly through the punishment cells, collecting clues and keys to open the door to freedom. I remember running into one of the cells where I found an important item. A key! It was like good old Minecraft when you find a rare resource and realize it will come in handy. After many trials and difficult moments, we finally made it to the exit. I jumped through the open door and exhaled with relief. Freedom was on the horizon. We rejoiced knowing that we had managed to overcome all obstacles together. This game left me with a lot of emotions, from excitement to joy. Barry's Prison was not just a game for me, but a real adventure where I was able to test my skills and enjoy friendship with other players. If you haven't had this experience yet, definitely give it a try.
That's really cool. Now I'll tell you. As I logged into Roblox and found myself in the world of Barry's Prison, I felt a familiar rush of excitement. The graphics were different, but the thrill of adventure was the same as I experienced in Minecraft. My blocky character was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The moment I spawned in, I saw my fellow players standing around, nervously glancing at the towering prison walls. I remembered how I used to build fortresses in Minecraft to keep the mobs out. But this time, I wasn't building. I was escaping. We began to move through the prison, and I quickly realized that we were not alone. Barry, the prison guard, was lurking around every corner, a menacing figure in a bright orange jumpsuit. I could feel the tension rise with every step we took. As we approached the first set of obstacles, I felt a sense of nostalgia, reminiscent of navigating through complex caves in Minecraft. But this time, I had to dodge lasers and avoid being caught. The energy in the virtual room was palpable. My heart raced as I led my group through the first set of challenges. I leaped over obstacles and ducked under lasers, my Minecraft instincts kicking in. Every successful jump felt like mining diamonds. Pure euphoria coursed through me.
We've passed 68%! The finals are coming up!
Yeah, you're right. It's been really cool and interesting, but I think it's time to say goodbye. Bye, everyone. Like and subscribe.
Hey everybody, today me and Steve are gonna watch the new Ballerina Cappuccina in Minecraft.
Hey, everybody? Yeah, Alex, you're right. Look, there's a pink building in front of us.
I think it's the way to Ballerina Cappuccina. It's like some kind of big bridge.
I really want to see her in Minecraft. What does she look like?
It looks the same as usual, just in the form of cubes. We have to find it soon.
Why did she build such a big bridge? Does she live so far away?
Look, she wants us to go on a trolley car, and there's a whole railroad. That's cool.
Don't even have to craft. She left a wagon in the chest.
There's a whole roller coaster ride down there. It's really cool. I hope I don't throw up, but it looks very impressive.
Yeah, roller coasters are cool, but look what's in there. Some kind of cage. There's probably someone trapped in it. I wonder who.
Oh, I know who it is. I've seen them all on YouTube shorts. It's La Vaca Saturno Saturnita.
I understand it's a cow aligned with the planet Saturn. Very interesting. And the name is in Italian.
Wow! It also says its name. Very cool. I guess there will be other animals in the other cages, but we have to free this one first.
By the way, like you said, it's really in the shape of a cube. Saturn planet is in the shape of a ball, but here it's represented as a cube because we're in Minecraft.
I thought we were here to save him, but I guess not.
Have you been seeing those incredibly strange Italian animal shorts on YouTube? They've been popping up everywhere on my feed lately.
I mean those bizarre brain rot ones that seem to be infecting everyone's minds? Yeah, I've seen them. What's up? Are you finally succumbing to their weird charm?
I think I already have. I keep hearing Bombardiro Crocodilo echoing in my sleep now. I can't shake it. It's like some kind of earworm designed specifically to drive me mad.
Tell me about it. Tralalero tralala is permanently etched into my brain. I try to think about something else, anything else, but it just keeps looping. It's almost hypnotic.
It's the randomness of it all that gets me. Like, literally Lorilla. Where did that even originate? What's the context? What does it even mean?
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? There is no context. It's pure, unadulterated nonsense. And Bombambini Gusini, what is that even supposed to be? A tiny goose that explodes?
Maybe some kind of bizarre regional pasta dish that only exists in a fever dream? I honestly don't know. But Mussini quadricoptini is definitely my favorite. A mouse piloting a tiny quadcopter. The image is both absurd and strangely appealing.
Yeah, that one's undeniably brilliant in its sheer silliness. But what about tung 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 sahur? What does that even mean? Some kind of weird tribal chant?
Maybe some kind of ancient Italian breakfast ritual? I'm just grasping at straws here. The internet has broken me.
Could be. And then there's brr brr patapim, which seems to be the punctuation at the end of every single one of these shorts. It's pure, unadulterated chaos in sound form.
It's utterly strange. My brain is starting to melt.
But also, strangely catchy, right? You can't deny it. You find yourself humming along despite yourself.
I guess so. I think I desperately need a break from YouTube before I completely lose my grip on reality. I need to cleanse my mind.
Good luck with that. Once the Bombardiro Crocodilo gets its hooks in you, there's no escape.
Oh, you mean like Bombardiro Crocodilo or Tralalero Tralala? Yeah, they're everywhere. What even are those?
No clue, but I keep hearing Lirili Larila and Bombambini Gusini in my head now. It's like they're designed to stick.
Right? And the weirdest part is how they mix Italian-sounding gibberish with random animals. Mussini quadricoptini? Since when do mice fly helicopters?
Or tung 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 sahur. What does that mean? It's just noise, but somehow it works?
Maybe because it's so absurd. Like, brr, brr, patapim sounds like a frozen chicken doing the Macarena.
Babrito Bandito, though. That one's kinda catchy. I could see it as a mob name.
Imagine a creeper, but it's yelling Cappuccino Assassino before exploding.
Or a cow named La Vaca Saturno Saturnita orbiting the nether. It's so dumb, but...
But you can't stop watching. Ballerina Cappuccina doing pirouettes in a mushroom field.
Exactly. And the comments are just people spamming Boneka Ambalabu or Chimpanzini Bananini. 0 cents. Maximum chaos.
It's like someone fed Google Translate to a zombie, and this is what came out.
Still, Trippy Troppy Troppa Trippa might be my new crafting chant.
Don't! The algorithm's already cursed us enough.
Too late. Burbaloni Lulioli is my sleep paralysis demon now.
We need to mine more obsidian. Distract ourselves.
Or make a Trallalero Tralala shrine. For science!
Science? Sure. Let's just avoid shorts for a week.
Laughs an inevitable doom scroll.
As the sun began to set in the pixelated horizon, casting long shadows across the blocky landscape, I found myself wandering through an unfamiliar biome, the air thick with an eerie silence. My trusty pickaxe was slung across my back, and I felt the familiar thrill of adventure coursing through my veins. I had heard whispers from fellow players about strange creatures lurking in these parts, but nothing could prepare me for what I was about to encounter. Suddenly, out of the dense forest, there emerged a massive figure towering above the treetops. It was unlike anything I had ever seen before. Its body was crafted from giant wooden blocks, intricately woven together like a gnarled tree from some ancient tale. Wisps of leaves danced around its head, held aloft as if it were wearing a crown. But the most terrifying feature of all was the enormous club it wielded, constructed from what appeared to be solid oak, with jagged edges that gleamed ominously in the fading light. My heart raced as I took a cautious step back. This was no ordinary mob. It was Tung 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 Sahur, a name that resonated through the realms like a thunderclap. Legend had it that this creature was a guardian of the forest, protecting its secrets from any who dared to intrude. In that moment, I felt small and vulnerable, a lone Steve facing the wrath of a colossal wooden sentinel. As the giant began to move, I watched in awe and dread. It stomped towards me, each footfall sending vibrations through the ground. I could almost hear the creaking of the wood as it shifted, like a ship at sea. The leaves surrounding its head rustled with life, as if the forest itself was imbued within this creature. It raised its club, and I braced myself for an impending confrontation. But then, something unexpected happened. Instead of swinging its weapon, Tung 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 Sahur paused. It lowered its club slightly and tilted its head as if studying me. Was it curious? I had no idea what to do. Should I run in fear, or stand my ground? My fingers twitched nervously around my sword.
We successfully found Ballerino Cappuccino. So the video is coming to an end. Put likes and subscribe to the channel and write comments. We will definitely read everything. Bye, everyone.
Ballerina Cappuccina.
Hey guys! Today me and Steve will be watching a video on which sword is stronger against Italian brain rot animals.
Yes, hello everyone. But it's not just swords. There are different weapons to fight against Italian animals.
You're right! There will be swords and daggers and hammers and all sorts of fun meme weapons, and we'll test them all out.
First up is a regular little wooden dagger. I think it will do very little damage and won't kill anyone.
We'll be testing this dagger on a Cappuccino Assassino now. It's so small and cute. I feel sorry for it.
Cappuccino Assassino dies with one blow. I thought this little wooden dagger wasn't as strong. But apparently, because Cappuccino Assassino is also small, it works out that way.
The next one is some kind of frog with a wheel. Looks weird, but a small sword and handles it pretty easily, but longer than the Cappuccino Assassino already.
Even though it handles all the mobs, it's pretty long. I feel like the next weapons will be much faster at handling them.
He's almost done with the camel's fridges. Next we have Tung 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 Sahur. But you're right, it's been quite a while and he's only on his third mob.
We still have half of the mobs left, and what do we want from such a small sword? Next, we have something metal like a machete. I think it will do a good job.
I didn't notice, but the number of mobs killed is displayed at the top. The little wooden knife was only able to do 12. I wonder how many this machete can do.
Ha ha ha! I noticed different funny weapons near this panel. There is a sword. Chicken, very funny. But it's obviously stronger than this machete, by the way. You only get 30 seconds to kill mobs.
Time is running out, and I feel like he was able to do little more than a little wooden sword. It's sad.
Next in line, we have a sword in the shape of a fugu fish. That's funny. It's supposed to be spiny and do a lot of damage, by the way. You're wrong. The machete did as many kills as the first wooden sword, but yeah, it's sad.
I thought he did more than that, but I wonder how much the fugu sword can do. That's an interesting idea, but I don't think it does much damage either.
Look how he can easily deal with Cappuccino Assassino. That's power, but you're right. I think it will be a bit more than the previous swords. I'm looking forward to some cool swords that will have a lot of damage and different effects, maybe.
Yeah, I stumbled upon it too. It's wild. I mean, how do you take a crocodile and make it sound like it's a bomb? What kind of swords do you think would be effective against it?
Honestly, I think something like a diamond sword would work well. You need something sharp to handle a bomb crocodile hybrid, but then you have Tralalero Tralala and all those other crazy names. What are they even doing?
Right? They're all over the place. Lirily Larila sounds like a spell you'd cast in a wizard's duel. Maybe you need an enchanted sword to combat that one. Something with a little magic.
Good point. And what about Bombambini Gusini? Sounds like it could explode if you look at it wrong. I can picture a netherite sword working well. Those babies are tough enough to withstand anything.
Definitely. And then there's Musini Quadricoptini. Sounds like a mouse with helicopter blades. Maybe a sword with fire aspect to toast it before it can fly away.
That would be effective. And when we encounter Tung 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 Sahur, I think we should probably use a sharpness sword, just to cut through the randomness. But what about Burr Burr Patapim? That one feels like it needs to be sliced through with finesse.
Yeah, maybe an elegant sword style would work. Something sleek like a silk touch sword. Then you've got Bobrito Bandito. Now that's personal. I think a classic iron sword would suit that battle just fine.
Iron works. And then we can't forget Cappuccino Assassino. Defeating a coffee assassin needs a strong weapon. Maybe a crossbow for some distance, since you don't want him sneaking up on you.
Good idea. La Vaca Saturno Saturnita sounds like a cow from another dimension. I'd say a trident might just do the trick. Throw it and see if it returns. Perfect for interdimensional cow battles.
Trident it is, and what about the ballerina Cappuccina? A dancing cappuccino? That one needs something charming. I'm thinking a sword with a bit of a twist. Maybe even a musical sword that plays notes when you swing.
That would confuse her for sure. Then we have Boneca Ambalabu. That just sounds creepy. Probably best to go with a sword made for stealth. Something like a stone sword to keep it low profile.
Very tactical. Burbaloni Lulioli sounds like a party waiting to happen. For that, I'd grab a cake sword. Never underestimate the power of cake in battle.
Always a solid choice. And let's not forget about Chimpanzini Bananini. We couldn't go in without enchanted bows to keep them at bay. Bananas are slippery.
Agreed. Finally, there's Trippy Troppy Troppa Trippa. That's just chaotic. Maybe 2 swords, 1 in each hand, and just go wild.
Sounds like a plan. Fighting chaos with more chaos. It seems fitting for these memes.
Remember, you fought Tung 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 Sahur in Minecraft. Can you tell me about it?
As I stood at the edge of the dense, eerie forest, I could feel a chill running down my spine. The moonlight barely penetrated the thick canopy of leaves above me, casting long shadows that danced ominously on the ground. I had heard whispers about the terrifying wooden beast known as Tung Sahur, a creature said to be made entirely of twisted branches and old oak, wielding a massive club that could shatter stone. The sky was clear, but there was a heaviness in the air, as if the world was holding its breath. I knew I had to be cautious. This wasn't just any ordinary adventure. There were rumors that Tung Sahur had a lair deep within the forest, and I was determined to face it. Clutching my enchanted sword tightly, I whispered a quick prayer to the Minecraft gods for strength and courage.
Wow. I would also like to personally meet any of the Italian animals in Minecraft and fight with him with my personal sword. But so far, except for the dragon from the Ender and the usual zombies, I have not seen anyone there. Keep going. I'm very interested in how it ends.
As I ventured deeper into the woods, the sounds of the night surrounded me. The rustling of leaves, the distant hooting of an owl, and the occasional snap of a twig underfoot filled the silence. Suddenly, I heard a loud crash, followed by a guttural roar that echoed through the trees. My heart raced. Was that him? I spotted a clearing up ahead, and as I approached, there he was. Tung Sahur, towering over me with his grotesque wooden body and that enormous club resting on his shoulder. His eyes glowed with a menacing light, and I could feel the weight of his gaze as he turned to face me. "Come to take your last stand, little girl," he bellowed, his voice a low rumble like thunder. I couldn't let my fear show. With every ounce of determination I had, I raised my sword, ready to fight. "I'm not afraid of you," I shouted back.
That's very cool. I hope I get to fight him someday. Look, we're moving on to the chainsaw. I wonder how much damage it does.
Wow, the chainsaw handles really fast. Can it really kill everyone? But then there's half the cool weapons. I wonder how much stronger they are than the chainsaw.
I don't think a chainsaw can kill all the Italian animals, but you're right, there are still a lot of weapons out there. But the chainsaw does pretty well. I like it. I'd love to play with it in Minecraft.
Our time is coming to an end, and I want to say goodbye to our viewers. Put likes and subscribe to our channel and write comments. We will be very happy and we'll read everything. Bye-bye, everyone. He's running around. Don't you dare get out of that box.
I already know not to get out. Don't tell me what to do.
Steve, this music really scares me.
Alex, I think it's very close. Run!
Hey guys, today me and Steve are gonna play Petapita, School of Nightmares.
Yeah. Hi everyone, this game is gaining popularity right now, and it's really scary. I'm not really into that kind of stuff.
Tell me you're just a coward. I think it's gonna be really interesting and cool.
Yeah. You think so until we see the first screamer. Then you watch what you say.
Why don't we focus on the task at hand rather than you blaming me?
You started it first, but you're right. Finding the keys is going to take some wandering around this school.
Look, we have stamina, so we need to avoid wasting it as much as possible so we can run away quickly in case of danger.
You're finally starting to say the right things. Good for you. You need to save your stamina to use it when you need it.
You underestimate me. I used to play a lot of horror games, so don't make me look like an idiot.
Okay, I get your point. We also need to collect 150 lights. I wonder what they're for.
I think it's to get out of this school too. Where are the keys? Why haven't we found any yet?
Look, we can also hide in boxes. We need to memorize where the nearest one is to quickly run to it and survive.
Okay, well, let's get busy finding all the lights and keys. I wonder when we'll be attacked.
You know what Murphy's Law says? If you're too afraid of something, it's bound to happen, so don't think about it.
How can I not be scared when I'm walking through such a scary school? I also know there's a monster here, so I'm a little tense.
Yeah, but it's still best to relax and focus on the task at hand if you want to get out of this school as soon as possible.
I'm afraid of every rustle. Let's just sit in the box for a while, see if the sounds mean anything.
I don't think anyone is around and you're scared for nothing. It's just a little event to scare us. Don't worry.
Well, it's better to be safe than to go out and lose. You gotta be more careful in this game.
Well, not to sit in this box the whole game. Let's go out and go look for keys with lights, but you're right. If possible, it is better to hide from all sorts of trouble.
I noticed there's a second floor, but I'm too scared to go up there. What do you think?
Sooner or later, we'll have to go up to the second floor, but for now, we need to explore the ground floor. Let's be brave.
What are we trying to find in the bathroom? Are you sure the keys could have been stashed in here? It's kind of a hiding place.
Well, why not? We can't know for sure if there's a key or not. We have to check everything to find it.
I'm tired of running down these hallways. Where's all the fun and scary stuff?
But we've collected almost all the lights. I think that's pretty good, but I agree. It's weird that we haven't met a single key, but the atmosphere is really creepy.
Yeah, definitely. I'm used to crafting and mining in peace, but this whole lurking monster vibe really adds to the tension. I'm constantly on edge, which is exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Right? I thought those glowing orbs were just collectibles at first, but they're like beacons guiding us through the darkness. We need to keep an eye out for them if we want to find a way out of here.
Totally! My strategy is to stay close to you. You're great at leading the way, especially when it comes to navigating through creepy places. I tend to get lost in these eerie hallways.
Well, I appreciate that. But I wouldn't say I'm the bravest. Remember that time I nearly jumped out of my skin when that monster appeared? It really caught me off guard.
Yeah, that was priceless. But it makes sense. Your adventurous spirit shines in these situations. I'm better at strategizing, but when it comes to facing the unknown, I admire that you can just charge ahead, even if it's scary.
That's fair. We balance each other out. Your cautious approach saves us from making reckless decisions. Plus, you always seem to analyze the situation well, figuring out how to use the environment to our advantage.
Thanks. I guess teamwork is really what makes it work for us, especially in a place like this, where we have to keep our wits about us. And hey, did you notice how the atmosphere shifts whenever we enter a new room?
Absolutely. It's like the game itself is alive, somehow enveloping us in this sense of dread. It makes every flickering light feel like a clue, adding layers to our exploration.
Right! And it's not just the fear factor. There's a whole mystery to unravel. Each key we find feels like a piece of a much larger puzzle. I can't wait to see what secrets the school holds.
Same here. There's something really compelling about uncovering a story while trying to survive. Let's keep pushing forward. At least we have each other to rely on during the scare.
You got it! With both of our skills combined, I'm sure we'll unlock every mystery this school has to offer. Just promise me you'll keep an eye out for that monster while I handle the puzzles.
Deal! Let's see how many glowing orbs we can collect before the next jump scare gets us.
This place is seriously creepy. I can't believe we're actually adventuring in a haunted school.
I know, right? It's like we stepped into a horror movie. But I have to admit, I love the challenge. Exploring these dark hallways is exhilarating.
Yeah, and the whole searching for fireflies thing feels like a puzzle within a puzzle. I really need to step up my game. You always seem to find the right paths and clues faster than I do.
Thanks. I've been working on my navigation skills. Plus, I think it helps that I stay calm under pressure. You know how easily you can get distracted, especially when there's a monster lurking around.
Guilty as charged. I just can't help but get caught up in the thrill. But I think my combat skills are improving. That last monster encounter was intense, but we made it out!
Definitely. Your quick thinking saved us there. But sometimes you need to focus more on stealth. Running and head first isn't always the best strategy, especially with our limited resources.
You're right. I should probably work on my sneaking skills. We can't afford to alert the monster all the time. Maybe I should take some notes on your approach.
That sounds like a plan. We can mix our styles and become an unstoppable team. Just remember, communication is key. If I spot something, I'll make sure to let you know.
Absolutely! And speaking of teamwork, I feel like our bond grows stronger every time we face challenges together. It's not just about the game, it's about how we support each other through tough situations.
I couldn't agree more. Plus, these shared adventures give us stories to laugh about later. Who knows? Someday, we'll look back and remember this as one of our epic quests.
For sure! Now let's stay focused and find those fireflies. I have a feeling they'll lead us to something important.
Right behind you, buddy! Let's see if we can outsmart that monster and uncover the secrets of this school.
When I first launched my first horror game, I had no idea it would be so addictive. I remember it was one dark night when I decided to play The Haunting of Billy. In my Minecraft world, I was confident in my abilities, but there, in this game, I felt real fear. At first, everything seemed pretty ordinary. An old abandoned school, corridors full of cobwebs, and strange sounds from afar. I walked around this gloomy place, feelings of danger and some unseen presence filling the air. Suddenly, a crackling sound was heard nearby, and I realized I wasn't alone. It was a game that made me truly catch my breath. Another game that was memorable to me was The Mimic. This game was very different. My friends and I decided to go through it together, and although we laughed and teased each other at first, the laughter soon subsided. It was in the dark Japanese mythos full of spirits and horrors. When one of us found ourselves alone in the dark hallway, with the rest of us waiting for him at the exit, I remember my heart sinking.
While you were talking, that monster is right next to us. We have to run.
Well, since we lost, I think we should say goodbye. Bye, everyone. Like and subscribe to the channel. Oh no, we're being chased by cowboys and they want to kill us.
We need the train to go faster.
Steve, kill those zombies! I'm scared!
He came out of nowhere. We should kick him in the head.
Hi guys, today me and Steve are gonna play Dead Rails in Roblox. It's a very difficult game, but interesting.
Hey everybody! Yeah, I insisted we play this. I really like the Wild West vibe.
Unfortunately, we'll be playing alone, but I think we'll find someone next time.
Our task in this game is to travel as far as possible on the train, but on the way, we will be chased by different enemies.
We're getting started. Are you ready for this adventure, Steve?
Yeah, sure, but now you have to go through training. It's not as easy as you thought.
It's boring. I wanted to start playing right away, but if we have to, let's go through it quickly.
Look, we've got gold. I think we need to find it in different locations.
Yes, you're right, but why are you carrying it to the train? It says at the top that it needs to be sold.
I thought you had to bring everything useful on the train. I didn't see the sign.
Let's get it out of there. Get it back in there. We gotta sell it to get the money.
Don't worry. What do we need money for? Why can't we pay in gold? Alex, have you ever thought about how crazy it is to combine trains with zombies and cowboys? I mean, we're used to battling mobs in Minecraft, but this is a whole new level.
Right? It's like all our skills are being put to the test in a completely different way. I didn't expect the train mechanic to be so intense. It really keeps you alert.
Absolutely. I feel like we're in a Wild West movie, but instead of gunfights, we're swinging swords at zombies. Makes me appreciate our combat skills back in Minecraft.
Agreed. I've noticed you're really good at dodging those enemy attacks. I think all those hours of parkour in Minecraft really paid off.
Thanks. And you're amazing at finding all the hidden gold along the tracks. Just like in Minecraft, you always have a knack for spotting treasures.
It's all about keeping your eyes open, just like when we're mining. But instead of diamonds, we're grabbing gold on this train ride. I love the thrill of collecting resources while battling.
Seriously, it's a fun mix of strategy and action. I think it also shows how adaptable we are. We can take on any challenge, whether it's zombies or collecting gold.
True. I love how we keep improving our teamwork too. Remember when we coordinated that perfect combo to clear out a bunch of enemies? We should carry that synergy into more games.
Definitely. And it's nice to change things up. Sometimes I wonder what other adventures await us beyond Minecraft.
Same here. It's exciting to explore new games and genres. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be facing aliens or dragons instead of zombies.
Now that would be epic! For now, let's focus on getting that high score in Dead Rails. I'm ready to rack up more gold and improve our skills.
Let's do it! And remember, if we can dodge zombies, we can conquer anything that comes our way!
Think about how great it would be to share our strategies and secrets with other players. We can create our own gaming channel where we will talk about our adventures and share our tactics.
That's a great idea! I think a lot of people will be interested to see how we pass levels, strategize, and do all these amazing things together. And of course we could add some humor to entertain the viewers.
Yes, and maybe we could do live broadcasts. This would give us a chance to interact with subscribers in real time, take their advice, and answer questions about our gaming adventures.
That would be a great idea! We could even do some challenge events, like time battles with bats, or similar events where our viewers could participate.
And of course, we can't forget about sudden twists and turns. For example, inviting friends to battle with us and checking who is the best player. That will add an element of surprise.
That would be really fun! I can imagine us laughing and trying to beat each other in a race or competition. And if one of us loses, we will remember it and laugh about it again.
Yeah, and even if we don't win, the most important thing is the time we spent together. All of our adventures and funny moments are what's really important.
And each new day, as we explore new worlds and games, we'll have new stories to tell. It's nice to think about that, isn't it?
I totally agree. This idea of starting a new channel seems even more exciting to me now. Let's start.
Hey guys, today me and Steve will be watching a review on every Shin Sonic versus new Mimicker mod.
Yeah! Mimicker will fight against all the Sonics today. That's cool.
The Sonics will all be in different phases. I'm very interested to see how they get stronger each time they do it.
The Mimicker looks really scary. Can he really beat all the Sonics?
Now Sonic Phase 1 will fight Mimicker. I bet Sonic will be too weak.
This Sonic is so small, he doesn't stand a chance against a Mimicker. You need a Sonic with a bigger phase.
I feel sorry for him. He was such a cutie. I hope the bigger Sonics get revenge for him, but I don't even know who can beat Mimicker.
Now, there will also be a Sonic from Phase 1, but he is from another mod. I think he will fail too, but he is bigger than the previous one.
He was killed too. Even faster than the last one. Mimicker is really very strong and scary. Steve, could you beat Mimicker?
Good question. I think we can check it out in one of the next videos. What do you subscribers think?
Mimicker has already defeated 3 Sonics. I doubt you can kill him, but you're right. Let's check it out sometime. I'm very interested.
We have a total of 5 Sonics in each phase. I understand that none of them can defeat Mimicker. I wonder what will happen in the second phase.
This Sonic died with 1 hit. You are right. Phase 1. Sonics are very weak and can't handle Mimicker yet.
I think it's time to move on to phase 2. I'm very curious about the outcome. Now he's going to take all the eggs and we'll start checking.
Wow, this video has so much action. I can't believe all the new features in this add-on.
I know! It's amazing how creative the community is. Every time I think I've seen it all, something new pops up.
The Mimicker's abilities are definitely going to change the way we play. I can't wait to see how it mimics different characters.
Speaking of characters, Sonic is such a classic. Every time I see him, I remember how fast he is. I wonder if we could find a way to incorporate that speed into our gameplay.
That would be awesome! Imagine sprinting through a forest like Sonic. We get resources in no time.
Exactly! And the phases he's got in the video look amazing. Each one just adds another layer. We could totally use that for our builds too.
For sure. You know, I always thought it would be fun to recreate some of Sonic's levels in Minecraft. Just think about the loops and speed boosts.
That sounds like a blast! And it would challenge our building skills too. Maybe we should set up a competition. Who can build a better Sonic-themed area?
I'm in! And we could use some Mimicker tactics to throw each other off while we build. That would definitely keep things interesting.
Oh, totally. Plus, watching how the Mimicker interacts with Sonic in the video is a great learning opportunity. We should take notes.
Absolutely! And it's also cool how these mods bring such different gameplay styles together. I love how it keeps things fresh and exciting.
Definitely. We should keep an eye out for more updates like this one. It's always fun to see what new surprises are around the corner.
Agreed. Now, let's finish up watching this video. I want to see if there are any new strategies we can pick up for our next adventure.
I can tell you the story of how I met Mimicker in Minecraft. You want to hear it?
Come on, I want to hear it.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie shadow over the blocky landscape, Steve felt a chill run down his spine. He had ventured deep into the dark forest, a place known for its towering trees and unsettling silence, where the light struggled to penetrate the thick canopy above. Every step he took crunched softly against the underbrush, echoing in the stillness as he made his way deeper into the woods, his torch flickering in his hand.
And what happened next?
Suddenly, something caught his eye. A flicker of movement in the corner of his vision. Turning to look, Steve stood frozen. There, standing among the trees, was a figure that looked just like him. But something was off. It had the same blocky frame, the familiar blue shirt and brown pants, but its eyes were hollow, glowing with an unnatural red light. This was no ordinary doppelganger. It was a Mimicker, a fearsome creature known in hushed whispers among players and warriors alike.
That sounds really scary. Keep going.
"Who are you?" Steve called out, trying to mask his fear with courage. The Mimicker tilted its head, a mocking grin spreading across its pixelated face. It echoed his voice in a distorted tone. "Who are you?" The voice was chilling, sending shivers through Steve. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end as he realized that this creature could mimic not just his appearance, but also his words. The air grew thick with tension as the Mimicker stepped closer, its movements eerily fluid. "You think you can escape me?" It taunted, its laugh echoing oddly through the trees. Steve could feel the ground beneath him shift as panic surged within him. He had heard stories of players who had encountered this beast and never returned. They had all said the same thing. The Mimicker thrives on fear and will do anything to trap its prey. Steve quickly remembered his training. "I can't let it get the best of me," he thought, gripping his sword tightly. He took a step backward, assessing the situation while trying to devise a plan. The Mimicker lunged forward, swift and silent, its form blurring for an instant before it appeared right in front of him. "Run away, Steve!" It echoed with a sinister glee.
I don't know what I'd do in your situation, but what's next?
In that moment, Steve turned and sprinted through the dense trees, dodging branches that reached like clawed hands. The mimicker's laughter followed him, a haunting melody that seemed to surround him, echoing from every direction. "You can't escape!" it called, its voice morphing into more sinister sounds. Fear propelled him forward, his heart pounding as he darted through the underbrush. He had to find a way out. With every stride, he glanced back, the mimicker hot on his heels, matching his speed, taunting him with every step. But then, in the distance, he spotted the glowing light of his familiar campfire peeking through the trees, a beacon of safety. With renewed hope, Steve focused his energy and ran faster than ever, weaving through the thick foliage. Finally, he burst through the last line of trees and skidded to a halt, his campfire flickering wildly, casting a warm glow around him. He could hear the mimicker slowing down, its red eyes flashing in the darkness. "You'll have to try harder, Steve," it promised, before fading back into the shadows of the forest. Panting heavily, Steve knew he had survived. Not just a terrifying encounter, but a reminder of the darkness lurking in the corners of his world. He took a deep breath, grateful for the warmth of the fire, determined to never let fear rule his adventures again. The dark forest would always be there, but so would he, ready to face whatever challenges awaited him, armed with courage and the memory of a chilling encounter he would never forget.
Very scary, but don't you think no Sonic has ever beaten Mimicker? I don't think it's likely you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I see. Apparently, Mimicker will remain undefeated until the end, although the last phase of Sonic looks just as intimidating. It's very strange.
I think the last phase of Sonic would beat Mimicker in real-life circumstances. It's much bigger and stronger.
I think it's time to say goodbye. Bye, everyone! Like and subscribe to the channel and write comments. We'll read everything.